This is the Dollemore Daily.
Hello and welcome back to the Dollemore Daily. We're the Banks sisters, and we are still subbing for Jesse as he's getting acclimated living in D.C. I'm Keisha.
I'm Courtney, and it does look like Kimberly Guilfoyle might find herself in some hot water because of some text messages. ProPublica has an article that we're going to read a little bit of to find out. So according to ProPublica, it says, texts show Kimberly Guilfoyle bragged about raising millions before a rally that fueled Capitol riot. Text messages reviewed by ProPublica represent the strongest indication yet that members of the Trump family inner circle were involved in financing and organizing the January 6th Save America rally, which immediately preceded the Capitol riot.
Kimberly Guilfoyle, a top fundraiser for former President Donald Trump and the girlfriend of his son Donald Trump Jr., boasted to a GOP operative that she had raised $3 million for the rally that helped fuel the January 6th riot. In a series of text messages sent on January 4th to Katrina Pearson, the White House liaison to the event, Guilfoyle detailed her fundraising efforts and supported a push to get far-right speakers on the stage alongside Trump for the rally, which sought to overturn the election of President Joe Biden.
Kimberly.
Hot twata.
Web we weave. No.
Oh my gosh.
I think it's just such a... I think this story just reaches out to me because I cannot think of Kimberly Guilfoyle and not think about the fact that she was married to Gavin Newsom. It's such a crazy thing to think about. I can't even, my brain cannot wrap.
California is the most democratic state in all of the country. And this chick, who is now the girlfriend of Trump Jr., used to be married to Newsom? What? What?
They did a photo shoot together.
Dude, I don't know.
Google it. It is bananas. But I think the craziest thing about it, and the thing that really, one thing I guess to keep in mind is, this is all a game to these people. In some way, shape, or form, this is a game to these people. Because their everyday lives are not being affected by the decisions that they're making. Obviously, as you can see with what happened with January 6th, you can think whatever you want to about the people who actually stormed the Capitol, but in some way, they were pawns for the Trumps. You know, you can say that they have their own agency. Yes, that is true. But ultimately, they're pawns in this political game for the Trumps, and they got played like pawns. And it's just crazy because when you look at a story like this, here Kimberly Guilfoyle is boasting about how much money that she's raised. That's all that matters to these people.
Absolutely. And I think it's so interesting that so first the text messages between Hannity and all of the Fox people came out, right? Mm-hmm. So now the Guilfoyle ones are coming out. And I just feel like, doesn't any normal person know? I don't even have texts worth tracking, but if I'm in a position of power, they're probably tracking your messages.
If I'm gonna do a crime, I'm not gonna text about it.
In what world? You know what I'm saying? Oh my gosh, hey, do you think you could give us a couple of $1 million so that we could fly some people in so we can do this coup? I mean...
Oh, this was just a straight-up donation, I think. Just a straight-up donation to the cause, to the rally.
To the cause.
An easy $3 million. That's very normal. She was she got the $3 million from the heir to Publix. You had an interesting thing about Publix.
This is so strange to me. So, Publix grocery store. Now, the only reason I know Publix grocery store is because one time I went to Orlando, Florida for spring break or something, and that's when I saw a Publix.
Long ago?
It's a southern thing. They don't have them everywhere,
no,
you know?
Spring break is
Yeah.
What?
Oh.
Bless your
That's
heart.
what I remember seeing Publix. Anywho, the thing about Publix, so we just got a Publix here in Stafford, and this was a big topic of debate in the house because Mom and Dad were like, oh, well, we heard bad things about Publix. You shouldn't go to Publix because they're Republicans, da-da-da. And so we have not gone to Publix. Mm-hmm. And then we heard this information about the heiress to Publix who donated all this money to January 6th, apparently. The problem with it, or the confusing thing, is that Publix is an employee-owned company. Literally, I want to say one of the biggest employee-owned companies, And I mean, the people who work at the regular old grocery store get bonuses. They get stock payouts. Like, I mean, people.
So it's our lefty heart dream.
Yes, but owned by an heiress who is in love with Trump. So
gosh, that happens.
I mean,
so
it's
much.
so.
Well, because obviously
when money's involved, yeah.
Well, because once you have money and you're like comically rich, you're like bound to be a bad person, and then therefore align with bad people, and then But should your employees suffer because you become a megalomaniac?
I know, it's terrible. I feel so once I heard that, I was like, oh no, like now I've been like boycotting this place that like maybe I shouldn't be boycotting because they're employee owned. I have no idea. I have not gone down the rabbit hole on that.
But ultimately, the money will go to her, and then she will give that money to.
So,
but ultimately,
it also goes to them because they get stock options. So,
that's a tough one.
This is a sticky situation. I mean, the fact that these people have embedded themselves so deep into our whole society, it's a huge problem. I mean, you can't even go to the grocery store now without thinking that you're helping Trump.
Oh, but it's always been that way. It's always been that way. It's just that now we have way more information that you can actually see where the money is going. But I mean, if we are to think that rich people have always said, you know what, that poor people cause down there. What's that cause down there? Oh yes, I'd like to give 1,000 rubles to it. No, they don't care. Okay, they're like, let those poor people suffer, and they've been saying that. It's just now we can actually see. Oh, you mean the Goya person's also bad? Oh, you mean the guy who makes all the pillows? Listen, all rich people, doesn't matter what you're making, probably bad.
Probably so.
Sorry. If you're not bad, you're not rich enough, so don't worry about it. Like, you might have some money, but we're not talking about you.
Right.
You're not doing anything
You gotta
evil.
be my pillow money, baby, okay, to be, you gotta be on QVC, HSN, you know what I'm saying?
Lisa
like, making that money.
Oh. She's evil, so that's fine.
She is.
Yeah, I just think that these kind of stories, this is something to follow, but I think... And this is something investigations are going to hopefully expose.
Right.
But I think it's just one of those things to keep in the back of your mind because with Guilfoyle, the reason why she was so prominent in this story is because basically she was trying to make sure that she got on stage to introduce Trump at the January 6th rally. And the reason why she felt so entitled to it was because of this money. Because of this Publix heir gave her this money. She was like, I did my part. And the crazy thing, I mean, it always just makes me think, I always tie it to what I know. And what I know is, Nancy Pelosi got her seat because she was very good at fundraising. She was a rich wife. She was very good at holding fundraisers. They said, oh, this is great. Instead of you running for a seat or having to debate anybody for this seat, we'll just simply wait until we can appoint you to this seat. And then she's been there for, 40 years. So let's pay attention. Don't be mad, okay? If I'm pointing this out about Nancy Pelosi, I'm saying because it could happen with Kimberly Guilfoyle.
Can you imagine then Kimberly Guilfoyle is going to be the head of this House of Representatives? I mean, this is just a cautionary tale, basically.
Yeah. I mean, it could go, that is not outside of the realm of reality, and money talks, and money is what guides all of that. And so really, if you are a big fundraiser, that really has a lot of power in Congress, and I would not sleep on a young upstart.
Yeah, totally.
Middle-aged upstart, whatever, of Kimberly Guilfoyle, okay? She was a Democrat queen before, and now look, she's reinvented herself and embedded herself into the Trump family, and when you've got aspirations like that,
you're not going anywhere.
No. And we should all be scared, I think.
Yeah. Oof, that's one to watch. So,
once again,
we're terrified. I've been Keisha, and you can find me on one of these Keisha, or I'm at one of these Keishas on Twitter, Instagram, what have you.
All of those things. You can find us both at The Banks Sisters on our YouTube page. You can find me at Courtney Banks on Twitter, at The Courtney Banks. On Instagram, we've got a podcast called This Is Bullshit, another one called I Hope They Show Bravo in Hell, and we will just be talking our bullshit on our channel, and we hope to hear from you guys in the comments about what you think about this, because it could be impending doom. We're just not sure. You let us know what you think, and once again, shout out to Jessie settling into DC, and thanks for letting us watch your channel.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.